dropping. Okay, do you see this? Do you see this ridiculousness right now? How I have to prop up my computer on random books that I keep on my desk. Yes, I do love both of these books, The Galveston Diet and Fast Like a Girl. I think they are essential for the ladies, but I keep them right here on my desk, and I use them to prop up my computer for Zoom calls so that it's not so low. And anyway. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. We are here. We are rocking it. We are gonna have a great day today. And we're gonna start it by getting some things planned together so that we can know what to expect from our day. So I didn't make my layout of my day yet. A lot of times I do that the night before. Good morning, Joy. So a lot of times I do that the night before. I like to have a flow to my day. We've been talking about this if you have been here, but I like to have a flow to my day where the decisions are kind of made for me. Now, do I stick to that flow 100% all of the time? No, because life happens or something takes longer than I think it will or whatever. But even just having a baseline to go off of. Good morning, Sarah Wiley. Even just having a baseline to go off of is really helpful for me because it helps to reduce decision fatigue. It helps me to not get paralyzed in the moment. That's the thing that I think I find the most if I don't have a plan. If I am just working off a to-do list, it is much easier for me to just be like, well, I don't know. I don't know what's supposed to come next, so maybe I don't have anything to do. And that is never the case. Never the case. So this does help me to be able to just keep moving to the next thing through my day, maximize my work hours so that I'm getting the most done as possible, and, hopefully be able to get things rolling. Good morning, Dawn. So that's what I am going to do right now. Like I said, I did start my to-do list last night of things that I need to be working on. I just thought of another one that I need to add. And another one. Okay, so I'm now going to work off of my to-do list to fill in my hourly schedule. And I've shown you guys this before, but I label my hours from 5 to 8 at night, and they each have 2 rows. So one is each a half an hour. You know what I mean? So it gives me, like, if I just had an hour slot, I don't think I would have the flexibility within there to be able to write everything down that I want to and be able to kind of like see the layout of my day better. Another way that you can do this if you don't like writing it down is absolutely in Google Calendar. So there have been times where instead of doing it in here, let me pull up my Google Calendar so I can show you guys. Everything looks different. So that's interesting. What? Okay. Well, my background has completely changed, so I'm going to have to fix that since last night. But let me see if I can pull up my Google Calendar. So sometimes what I will do is on my Google Calendar, I will put in the things that are kind of a given for what I plan on doing at that time. And sometimes I have to come back in here and reassess it and change things and whatnot. But I'm gonna give you a snapshot here. I'm gonna turn you around so I can show you what I'm talking about. So, like, this is the time we kind of designated this summer that I would be getting into the studio. This is, when I'm planning on doing my workout, when I'm planning on doing Live Well mornings. I have those things live on my calendar so that I can see them here. And there have been times when I have gone ahead and filled in the whole day. So not all of these things are my things to do. Some of these things are other people in our family. We have 7 people in our family because we share a calendar with Nick and his kids. So not all of them are mine. Because it's color coded, I'm able to see that. But I can go in here and really easily see what kind of time I have to be able to plug in the things that I need to do. So that can be a really helpful tool to be able to use to be able to actually see my time, move things around if I need to, and be able to get a lot done. So sometimes there have been times where instead of writing it down, I want to just go digital and just use it digitally. And it's kind of like a puzzle where I can fit in all the different pieces. And I will basically schedule myself appointments of when I'm supposed to get these to-do list items done, because I think that is the biggest piece that a lot of us are missing, is deciding when we are going to do something. It's all well and good to have a to-do list, but if you don't decide when you're going to do it, are you really going to do it? So sometimes I will utilize this piece. And another thing I should have showed you guys while I was over here, but I will. Let me show you one more thing that I think is essential when you're working with your time, period, whether you're writing it down or you're doing it digitally. You'll see, like, here I have to go get my girls in the morning. That's what that task is. Or here, like, they have to go to the dentist. So I put in my drive time because that is not time that I'm available. So I block off in gray the surrounding time that I am going to be gone because I'm going to be driving them. I'm not available just from 9 to 10. It's this larger amount of time. I had to add an hour onto that because their dentist appointment is a half an hour away. So if I hadn't accounted for that, see, I need to move my recording time because obviously I'm not going to get back until 10:30. I'm not going to be in the studio to be able to record. This is really helpful, I think, especially in the school year, for us to allocate how much time it takes us to get places, and kind of those times that we don't always account for and we think we're available for, we're not actually available for. And so it's a good way to get a better handle on the accuracy of your time so that you can plan better and get less frustrated and be more realistic with how much time you actually have. Okay. And of course, now my nose decides that it wants to run. So that's fun for a morning show. Okay, so today I am going to move a couple of things around. So yeah, I'm going to write down the morning show because I'm here. So I'm going to put it down, and then I am going to do my workout after this. And Wednesdays, my workout is a little bit shorter. Praise the Lord. Thank you to my Trainwell personal trainer who gives me an easier day on Wednesdays because she kicks my butt on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. But on Wednesday, I have this little reprieve. So I'm going to do my workout, and then I'm going to get ready. And then I think I will be done with all of that, if I'm being realistic, by let's say like 7:15. And then I'm going to get into the studio and do voiceover work. And then I think that's going to take me about an hour and a half. So around 8:45, I'm planning on doing my live, hopefully, probably between 8:45 and 9 today with Patreon. If you didn't know, I have a Patreon where we meet 3 days a week. We talk about wellness, planning, mindset, all kinds of good stuff over there. So you can always come over and join us if you want to at patreon.com/livewelltogether. It's a good time. And then, okay, so I'll do my live for about a half an hour. And then after that, I need to work on let me look. Actually, I think I'm going to push the live. I'm going to push the live farther building in time to get there. Swim lessons start at 9:30. We need to be there at 9:15, leave the house at 9. Yeah, it's so deceptive when we just put the time, which you need. Okay, this is the other thing. I put them both on. I don't just put a block for like swim lessons starting at 9, because then I don't know when it actually starts. What time I am racing against the clock to get there. How many people do I need to pass and how fast do I need to drive to get there? I need to know what time it actually starts and what time I need to leave. So I think it's essential to have both times on there. I'm going to do Edpuzzle, which I think will take me an hour and a half, and then I'm going to audition. That's what I'm going to put in here. So I might not be doing the live until more like 9:45. We will put that down and hope for the best. And then after that, I am going to do an hour of my part-time job that I have working for a podcast production company. And I might have to come back to that again later, but I want to block that out, and then I'm going to work on my podcast because that needs to come out today. And that, I think, is going to take me a couple of hours. So let me see how many things. I'm going to mark off the morning show because we are here. See, this is the mental process that I go through to try to figure out where the puzzle pieces are going to fit. And you could tell, like, some of the things I thought were going to work one place, and then as I'm trying to work out logistics and what makes the most sense, it doesn't work that way. And I need to move things around so that I can be where I need to be and get done what I need to get done, because it makes sense if I'm already in the studio to get my auditions done while I'm already in there. You have this mental 15-minute block for getting us in the car too. That is true. That is true, especially when they're younger. Well, I don't know. Even when they're older, I think I have to give them the warning, like the countdown, announce on the echo. You have 15 minutes until your departure. Please be rounding up your things and meet me at the gate. That's what I feel like with my older kids. Okay, so hopefully this is going to get me through a lot of what I need to get done, this little map, but I am accounting for the podcast production to be done. Let's see. If it's going to be until probably almost 1 that I need to do that. By the way, you guys can start popping in your top 3 things that you want to get done today. So this is going to take me to almost 1. There's a lot of my work day still left in there, and I have to leave at 3:45 to take the girls because they get dropped off on Wednesdays. So there's still a bit of time. But I do want to spend some time with my girls this afternoon before they go because, hello, Amber. I have been working so much. Like yesterday, I think I worked 13 hours and still felt like I really probably should have worked like 3.5 more. So I haven't been able to spend like a lot of time with them, and they've been so good about it. So before they have to leave and go to their dad's today, I want to block off a little bit of time that I'm going to spend just with them. Maybe we eat like a fun dessert or something and we watch a show. And so I want to spend some time with them in there. And then maybe I get back to work after I get home. But these are like the solid things that I know I have to get done in my day. And then I know certain things are going to take longer, or things are going to come up during the day where I'm going to have to return to tasks or add on a new task. So I am leaving a little bit of white space in the bottom part of my day to account for those kinds of tasks that I need to focus on. So that's my plan. I try to write down as much information as I can in one spot so that I don't have to go searching for it, but I know that it's all here. So I am going to do a live today in Patreon on tips to keep up your momentum in the second half of your cycle. So I'm going to write that down too, so I don't have to go looking for that information later. And then also, like when I am being really serious about like my fast like a girl, which is what I should be doing. I have a general idea right now, so I'm kind of going with that. But what I prefer doing is even writing down what day of my cycle I am on and how many hours I'm supposed to be fasting according to Fast Like a Girl. Again, it's like making as much of the information in one spot as possible so I don't have to go looking for things, because so much of the time that's the hurdle that we find ourselves encountering. Like, it's in here somewhere how many hours I'm supposed to fast, but I'm not going to go look for it. Even though it's simple, we don't do it. And so making it easy for ourselves, writing it all down on one page, one place, having this be the place that, like, when I have a meeting with one of the companies that I'm working with, I write the notes right here. I keep it all together so that I'm not having to look in 1,000 places or have notes in 1,000 places. It's just all right there together. Okay, you have to get chicken cooked today. That's your top priority. Kitchen is a disaster, so it's part of that. So kitchen is your afternoon goal. I like it. My kitchen does look like it's exploded as well in the last few days, which is weird because we don't even cook over here other than breakfast and lunch. And it's still like everyone came in after the weekend and just dumped everything everywhere, myself included. So I need to reclaim our kitchen today. I should write that down. Kitchen, and I'm going to have to recruit my kids to help with that one because it's gone a little off the rails. Your kitchen is a train wreck as well. I may just have one big goal and break it down as a list to get check marks. Yes, Rebecca, the smaller you can make those tasks to be able to get those little hits of dopamine when you get them done, that sounds like a great idea. Let's do it, Rebecca. Are you in the Patreon? You just have never taken the leap. I know, but we would love to have you there if you ever want to come. So, BioLife on your way. I don't know what that is, but it sounds great. Office Depot to spiralize books and tapping with Sadie. Now, is this tap dancing or is this like tapping? Which one, Sarah Wiley? What are you doing? I'm so curious. And what is BioLife? Is that, oh, I wonder, is that Sarah does plasma donation? I wonder if that's what that is. I'm very curious. Okay. Well, obviously, I wrote down a lot more than my top 3, but I think if I had to narrow it down, it'd be podcast production, which was high on the list yesterday. I love that you know of both tappings. Well, I tap danced, and yes, I'm familiar with the other tapping as well. Yeah, podcast production was supposed to happen yesterday, but today is the due date, so I can still make it happen. I recorded a zillion podcasts yesterday. I had 2 great podcast interviews. One was with a financial expert. If you don't know, I'm a podcaster, by the way. You can find the podcast Live Well Anyway, wherever you listen to podcasts. I would love for you to listen, tell your friends, all the things. So I did one with a financial expert. She specializes in divorce and like preparing yourself for divorce, not going broke in a divorce. She would have been really helpful for me to meet about 7 years ago, although even with her help, I don't know that it would have mattered that much. I think it would have helped, but there was so much that I couldn't control about how much money was going to be required of me and is still being required of me from the legal process. That, yeah, when you're in a divorce with a narcissist abuser, you just can't get around it, sadly. But yeah, it was a great interview, and she talks about the divorce part of it, but she also talks about just like really general great financial tips and information for women, which I really appreciate her perspective on that. And then my second interview I did yesterday was with a personal chef in California. You guys, I've never wanted a personal chef more. And that is not in my future. But oh my gosh, it was so fun to talk to her and hear how the other half lives. And that is not half, they're like the top 1%, right? That they have someone come into their house and cook all their lunches and dinners and put them in the fridge ready to reheat. They do all the grocery shopping for you. Like, what? That's incredible. That's incredible. So anyway, it was really fun to talk to her and just kind of get like this inside, look at what that is all like. BioLife is plasma. I was right. And tapping Sadie on different points of her body to calm her nervous system. I was right. It's the tapping. Okay. Well, I love all of that. Okay, you guys, there's a lot to do today. It's going to be another busy one, but a good one, right? We can make it really good. I think tomorrow I might tell you guys, I don't do it usually because I try to stay in my room for as long as possible in the morning so that I don't disturb my dog. Isn't that ridiculous? But I know once I go downstairs, I've got to like take her outside and like do all the things. But if I just stay in my room, she just stays asleep on my bed, which is kind of great. So I've been putting off getting my coffee in the morning, but I just tried yesterday for the first time this brand new coffee, and I think I'm in love. I got it on a very, very big sale over the 4th of July. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to buy it again, but it's so good and it's got all this great stuff in it. So I think I'll try to have it like up here. I need to put it up here tomorrow night or tonight so that I can show you tomorrow morning, because it's really good and it's got all this great stuff in it. So anyway, okay, I am going to get going, but I love you ladies. And this is so helpful to me, being able to have the accountability to be here with you in the morning and get our days figured out and our plans made. I hope it's helpful to you too. Tell your friends about it. Let's grow this little community. Let's get all kinds of people here so that we can all live well and start our days well. All right. Have a great Wednesday. I can't believe it's already Wednesday. And until tomorrow morning over on Instagram or later today on Patreon, go be bold and gracious. Bye, ladies.